morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about an empowered woman from a different concept that people are not used to. When we think about the word empowerment or looking at empowered women, we think about Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Gracia Machel, and in my country, where I come from, Wangari Maathai of the Green Belt movement. These are the women that we think are mostly empowered. We think about Air Force One, all those cell phones, iPads, and think these are the educated, power women, women who can make decisions. But today, I want to twist your mind a bit and change that concept so that we look at another woman who has no resources, who's not Air Force One, who people don't know their names, but I consider her empowered. So when we talk about empowerment, we talk about our profession. Look at a professional woman like an attorney, a doctor, educated, successful, and a woman who has access to resources. According to the societies across the world, that's an empowered woman. But let me tell you a bit about myself. I consider myself an empowered woman because I'm educated. I'm an attorney by profession. I was lucky to be born in a family where they highly appreciated education. My mother was a teacher, now retired, and my father worked for the Kenyan government. Their priority was to take their daughter to school, and they took me to school and all my siblings and treated us equally. And I thought that's what it is in life, and that's how all families are. I got an opportunity to go and study in India, where I was for 9 years. I did my bachelor's in political science and a minor in sociology, and then later on did law and became an attorney. I returned back to my country, went through law school, and got admitted to the Kenyan bar and started practicing. When I started practicing, I had it all. And I was very happy and like, I have arrived. Till I started volunteering my services in one of the informal settlements in Kibera, which is one of the largest slums in sub-Saharan Africa. And it became evident to me that, oh my goodness, I was really far behind. Because I met people who had not gone to school, people who education was like a dream, people who lived beyond $1, below $1 a day. We were in the same country. And I was wondering and amazed that there are some parents who don't take this seriously. Maybe they would have wanted to have their daughter go to school the way I went to school, but they are not able to afford it. So during my volunteering services, I learned a lot and started getting empowered in a different way. So in that period is when I had to handle a case of a 9-year-old girl who was raped. And this 9-year-old girl was raped by a shopkeeper, broad daylight at 3 p.m. And she couldn't get justice. And I was like, I think there's every justice and everything in this country, so why can't they just apprehend this man and put him behind bars? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in informal settlements. And that was a wake-up call for me. And it took 3 good years to have this girl get justice. Every every day knocking on doors, mobilizing people, my fellow colleagues, and it dawned on me and I realized that just being educated, it's not enough. That's not empowerment. To cut the long story short, this girl got justice, and this man was apprehended and put in for 9 years. After that, it's like the floodgates open, because everyone kept on coming to seek for justice. So many young women were walking into the Office of Human Rights within Kibera, and I was wondering, like, Shwani, where have they been? What's going on? And that's how I took a full-time job with Pangea Network. Pangea Network is a non-profit organization that works with women and the youth here in the United States and in Kenya. And Pangea Network works with women who are from rural areas and informal settlements. Currently, we have 38 students on a scholarship program, but the women we work with are kind of different. They are not women that look like me and you. They are women, yes, but they are special. And why do I say these women are special? These women are women who have never seen a four corners of a classroom. They've never had a chance to have a formal education. These are women who don't know how to read and write. So at first, I was wondering, how am I supposed to work with these illiterate women? Because what we do, we train these women for 6 months on personal development, leadership, basic business skills, health and nutrition, and marketing. And I'm wondering, how am I supposed to train someone who can't read and write on basic business skills? So, a learning experience for me. I walk into a classroom in the coastal part of Kenya. We are having 60 women in attendance, eager to learn. And when I ask them, how many can read and write? Less than 20. And I look at myself, and the first thing that came to my mind was, why don't I let the ones that cannot read and write get out of the classroom so that I teach these other ones? Then from my experience from Kibera of discrimination and many things, I'm like, you are human rights attorney, Dorothy. It would not be fair. Let them sit in. And I let these women sit in. And when I'm giving writing material, I'm hesitant to give them pens and books because I actually know you can't read and write. But I say, okay, let me give them pens and writing material. And I give it to them. And I start training these women. And I was amazed at the end of the lesson that books had swapped. And other women were writing notes for other women who can't read and write. And I asked them, what are you going to do with the notes? And they said, my son or my daughter will read it for me when I go home. Then I realized, oh my goodness, I'm getting empowered here. And that changed my perception about an empowered woman. And I realized an empowered woman is that woman who can provide. That woman who can make decisions within her setup. You don't have to be educated, but every day you make decisions. I listen to these women's experiences and life journeys of how they treat their children of undiagnosed diseases with herbs that they have learned from their forefathers. They feed their children. They take their children to school, yet they've never been to any school. And I redefined empowerment and realized empowerment is all those women, the educated, the uneducated, they are all inclusive. Thank you.
So that was a very innovative redefinition of women empowerment. How do you want this idea to impact the world, and how do you want this to change people's misconceptions of an empowered woman?
Good question. I would want this to impact the world. That we empower people within their setups. We respect their norms, their cultures. We facilitate. Everyone has problems and solutions. Don't bring new solutions to people. Use their solutions. Facilitate their solutions to get answers. That is when I say, you have a good cause. You want to help. Are you really helping or are you hurting? Because sometimes your solutions that are imposed hurt instead of helping. So I summarize and say, for every little thing you do, wherever you go, be it Haiti, be it Kenya, be it India, these people have lived before. They've done these things. Don't impose your ideas, because when helping can be so good and you put in so many resources, at times it could be helping hurts. So when does helping hurt and when does